Last time on What If Goku Was in the Avatar World. The capital of the Earth Kingdom has been conquered by the Fire Nation. Through intrigues and a military strategy that worked very well, Ba Sing Se fell to the troops of the Fire Nation. Our heroes encountered Azula, Ty Lee and Mai on their way, and also Zuko and Iroh. Iroh, who wanted to start a new life, has been betrayed by Zuko, who was fed with the lies of Azula. In a last-ditch battle, Goku and Katara could defend themselves against their enemies while Iroh was taken as prisoner. Aang stayed with the Guru Pathik for a longer time, and he developed thus a bigger control over the Avatar state, while Goku got a Zenkai boost and increased his powers. What happens next? Find out in this part of What If Goku Was in the Avatar World. Our heroes met up together after a while. Everyone except for Aang was there. Toph, Sokka, Katara and Goku. They would go and visit Aang after some days or even weeks of finding each other, and decided that they would outsmart the Fire Nation. Azula told her brother that they would tell the Fire Nation that the Avatar was killed by him. Zuko in that moment wanted nothing more than his honor back. So in order to outsmart the Fire Nation, they would tell Aang that he should go undercover with them, and they would need to go to the Fire Nation as the Earth Kingdom was not safe anymore. Aang would be against it, and even Goku would not like it. But Katara and Sokka would defend their point of view, and Toph would support them as well. Back in the Fire Nation, Zuko was received by his father, who congratulated him after he restored his honor. Ozai would ask Zuko if he also killed Goku. You know, this guy who was using our fire techniques, this traitor. But Azula told her father that with the Avatar gun they wouldn't need to worry about it. Ozai would disagree and suggest something that wouldn't really fit to his character. Although I may be the Fire Lord, I need to become stronger. It's not enough to just have several fights and to repeat the same moves again and again. Azula and Zuko, we have to train for the great day where we will unite the world. In where I will rule, we need to train so nobody can remove me by force. Azula would enthusiastically agree to it, while Zuko, having flashbacks, would reluctantly agree so. Later on he would hire Combustion Man, so that he could search for Aang and kill him. Our heroes would meet the Sword Master Pinao, who would agree to train Sokka and even Goku in some way. Well, Goku would not have the necessary abilities to move a sword, and he would not really be a sword fighter. However, he would spare a few times with Sokka, and Sokka, he would use the same sword as in OGL, the sword that was done with the meteorites. With Goku on their side, a stronger Sokka, Aang with a higher control and awareness over his ki, and thus also an increased power level, capacities of Katara, Toph, Combustion Man would be no big deal, and Aang could easily block all his moves and would fight him. He knew that this guy, he had bad intentions, and he would need to take care of him. Combustion Man wouldn't be killed, and everyone would be speechless by how strong Aang got. Due to his increased abilities and his better connection with the spirit ones, and his avatar state, Aang would not be that nervous about facing the Fire Lord. And he would even ask Goku to have his back, just in case. Goku would enthusiastically agree to it. Yes, we are going to fight. Aang will be a little bit colder and more calculating, even with Katara. but this wouldn't mean that he would not love her or that he would be different. No, actually quite the contrary. Right now, due to the fact that he has a much better control over his ki and also his chakra, he could really focus on his main objective, and he came to terms that he is the avatar, and that's what would keep him going. Hama would still teach Katara the most OP technique ever, bloodbending, so no changes in there. What would change would be the invasion. Not only would Aang have access to his avatar state at will, but with Goku on his side, Katara would be able to heal someone and still being able to bring someone back to life. Our heroes would have a big advantage. The Fire Nation would not be able to really imprison anyone or just few allies, and Aang as well as Goku would destroy a large part of the Fire Nation soldiers. But the capital would still be empty, and Ozai wouldn't be found nowhere. Zuko also finds out what happened to his mother, and he would leave to join Team Avatar later on. Battles would be fought between our heroes and Azula and the Dai Li agents. Goku, however, would ask his friends to not intervene, and he would ask Azula why she's doing all of that. You could do so much better with your abilities. You could even help people. What do you know? And look at me, I have become much stronger after training with my father and my brother. Goku and Azula would fight toe to toe, while Azula would try to catch Goku off guard with her flexible moves. Goku would wait for Azula to make a wrong move. He noticed that she was making a few smaller mistakes due to the overconfidence perhaps. Well, Goku would find an opening and give her a really heavy blow. This would send Azula flying, who would then stop herself by using her firebending techniques to fly. She would fly over Goku and load a really big lightning and send it straight to Goku's head. Goku would block it, but Azula would power up and many smaller parts would appear out of the lightning, hurting Goku in the process. Goku would then try to load a beam from his mouth to destroy Azula's lightning and catch her off guard. Vroom! The beam almost hit Azula and destroyed a huge rock. Goku looked at Azula, and Azula, she was astonished. Wasn't this a technique of her traitor of an uncle, but with a flame? She would now try to use blue flames to paralyze Goku with the heat, because, well, blue flames, they are much hotter than the orange ones. Goku would have problems, yes, but by using again a ki blast, he would get rid of the flames, or let's say that he would actually use some type of ki explosion. And it's something that could really happen due to the fact that Master Roshi, he did the same in Dragon Ball, where a powerful Kamehameha wave, well, it made the flames disappear. Azula got furious, and Goku would try to attack her with a kick, while she would use a round kick with a blue flame. How did you know my uncle's technique? I don't know what you mean, but all these techniques, they are mine. They are instinctively. But that mouth beam, you must be a firebender. Some traitor, what's your plan? I'm not from the Fire Nation. You, the Fire Nation, killed my mother. You showed no mercy. And then with a final blow, Azula would be defeated and lie on the floor. But I show mercy. Think about it, you are so strong and talented. But you need to improve, you had so many openings. I caught you easily. Much more easier than last time. But your strength and your raw power increased by a lot. And if it wasn't for me, someday someone without mercy might kill you. So don't tell me I didn't warn you. Azula would explode and feel like Goku is mocking her. However, after many encounters, she would think more about her life. Maybe she wouldn't really think right now in this moment about it, but she would get a very different feeling. After the battle and the failed invasion, our heroes and their allies would regroup. Western Air Temple. What will happen next? Will Azula change, or will she train harder to beat Goku? What will her main objective become? And what about Fire Lord Ozai? Is he stronger than in OTL? And will Zuko join our heroes? And that's where we leave it for now.